Background of study. Nowadays, mathematics is essential as key subject in education. A basic definition of mathematics is that an education in numeric science using a range of different approach including algebra, calculus, and arithmetic.
Problem statement. Mathematics is common subject in higher education as its component may help students increase their critical thinking ability and focusing on problem solving. Recently, from 2018 onwards, the failure rate of pre-calculus showed a decreasing pattern in UiTM Kuala Pilah. However, the mathematical performance of students in UiTM Kuala Pilah were still recognized in average level or underachievement. There are two research objectives. First, to investigate relationship of the factors which are related to students' mathematics underachieved performance. Second, to identify the significant factors which contribute towards students' underachieved in mathematical courses. Scope and limitation of the study. This study focused on the mathematical performance MAT 133 subjects among UiTM Kuala Pilah students, determining the factors affecting mathematical performance that influence the failure rate of mathematics subject MAT 133 was the focus on this research. All information and conclusion drawn from this study were obtained only to this particular group of students who are taking MAT 133 from year 2016 to 2019 in UiTM Kuala Pilah campus only. Significance of the study. This study will be a decent guide for students' mathematical performance in order to get a good learning environment and motivation so that good performance can be achieved.
Dependent variable use is underachieved mathematical performance in subject MAT 133 pre-calculus, which are 70% and below from the student UiTM Kuala Pilah. While for independent variable, class size, gender, mathematics background, school type, assessment marks, and English background of them. The research design is in this study appropriate research design, which are causal design. This kind of research is used to measure what impact a particular change will have on existing standard and assumption. The theoretical framework is important because it makes possible to define the concept of analysis and the theoretical context. The theoretical structure is to figure on the relationship between the variables that's suitable for analysis based on previous study. This is figure 3.1 show the theoretical framework. After that is data analysis. Our data analysis is use Spearman ranks correlation coefficient, percent product movement correlation coefficient, and multiple linear regression.
Linear relationship percent product moment correlation coefficient occurs between two variables measured in either interval or scale of ratio. A positive correlation represents a propensity in one variable for a high value to be correlated in the second with a high value. This is a formula for percent product moment correlation coefficient. The Spearman correlation coefficient is characterized as the percent correlation coefficient between the ranked variable. If there are no repeated data value, while each of the variable is a perfect monotone function of the other. A perfect Spearman correlation of positive or negative one occurs. For analyzing indicators of assessment and class size, we need to take rank correlation method. Alright, this is formula for Spearman rank coefficient of correlation. Okay, multiple linear regression you can call is MLR. Alright, it is for examining the linear correlation between two or more independent variables between single dependent.
There are 7 assumptions that need to be fulfilled. First, linear relationship between independent and dependent variable. Second, the error terms are normally distributed. Next, homoscedasticity. Next, multicollinearity. Next, independent of error term. Next, presence of outlier. Identify influential outlier.
We can conclude that our study will, and the result will analyze our objective. This is a table 3.3 that show the summary of our data analysis. Method of data analysis that have been used is descriptive statistic, Pearson correlation coefficient, Spearman rank correlation coefficient, and multiple linear regression. The descriptive analysis from the aspect of gender. The figure 4.1 display the pie chart of the gender, and out of 161 respondents, female students, 76 of them are female and 20% of them were male.
This is table of class size. Now, alright, where table show most of the class of Maths 1 to 3 consists of about 21 students per class. Secondly, there are 28 classes with 18 students per class. Therefore, the range of class size of Maths 133 is between 6 until 34 students per class. This is a bar chart of school category. Results show that 156 students form SMK. Then the second higher MRSM and SMKS, where the total number of students from both school 17, followed by SBP is 15 respectively. Alright, mathematics background. Alright, this is a table number of students according to modern mathematics and additional mathematics grade. Alright, the table show the number of students according the SPM grade of Maths Modern Mathematics and Additional Mathematics subject. About 138 students were high achiever who get grade A+, A, and A- in Modern Mathematics subject. And only 2 students were high achiever in Additional Mathematics subject. Result also show that 15 students fail in Additional Mathematics subject with grade of them a F and G grade. The figure show bar chart of number the student grade of English subject in SPM. In general, most of the students are moderate in English subject, with 49 of them score B in the SPM. Alhamdulillah, grateful. Okay, beside the lowest grade score is grade E, which 2 students involved.
Based on the table 4.3, the Pearson correlation coefficient value between underachieved mathematical performance MAT 133 subject and class size is 0.092, which indicate that there is a very weak positive relationship between 2 variables. It was found that there is a very strong positive relationship between mathematical performance and MAT 133 subject and assessment mark, since the Pearson correlation value is 0.08.
For this multiple linear regression, the indicator variables used in this study is for qualitative variables and qualitative indicator dummy variable for the classes of qualitative variables will relate to 5 qualitative variables that have more than 2 classes, which is program, SPM grade in mathematics, SPM grade in additional mathematics, SPM grades in English grade, and school category. Gender is also one of the qualitative variables shown defined by value of 0 and 1 model adequacy checking. We have analyzed the linear relationship between the dependent and independent variables. The figure 4.4 shows the scatter plot that indicates the graph of assessment against MAT 1 to 3 having positive linear relationship, and the plot displays the upward patterns. In order to test the linearity of the relationship between assessment and MAT 1 to 3, and it was found that there is a positive linear relationship between assessment and MAT 1 to 3 as the coefficient value is 0.808.
Alright, normality of error term. Okay, we can check normality of error term from histogram and normal PP plot of regression standardized residual and Shapiro-Weil test. Okay, homoscedasticity is our constant of error term. We will check the constant of error term. Okay, alright. Okay, this is a plot of residual again predicted value in fixture display that the point randomly scattered where no pattern of megaphone exists. Alright.
Multicollinearity. Multicollinearity problems happen when the independent are highly correlated. This issue exists when tolerance statistic TOL value is less than 0.2 and variance inflation factor VIF value is greater than 10. To detect the presence of multicollinearity on the dataset, this value being checked based on the result 4.9. On the table 4.11, it shows that the value of Derby Watson is 2.053, which is included in the range of 1.8 and 2.2. Therefore, the number of error terms are independent. Presence of outlier. Table 4.1 showed the 14 influential cases of outlying X observation. Thus, since outlier exists and the cases are influential, all 14 outlying observations need to be removed from the dataset and the model has to be regressed again.
For model evaluation, we use to check the model validity. For model validity, the model is analyzed after influential outliers were eliminated. Next, we use to check the fitness of model. The fitness of models toward the data is checked by observing the R-square and adjusted R-square model. The final model gains 3 significant variables which contribute towards student underachievement in mathematical course, such gender, assessment, and SPM result in subject additional mathematics. Thus, the final model is shown as y equal to 12.538 plus 3.379 variable 3 plus 1.878 variable 6 minus 0.736 variable 7, where y is MAT score, variable 3 is gender, variable 6 is assessment, and variable 7 is SPM result in subjects additional mathematics.
Alright, for conclusion, this analysis gives a good result because achieve the goal of 2 objectives.
It is recommended for future research is done to examine different factors that could influence the dependent variables. The recommendation factors to be investigated will be technology literacy, as now education has pushed towards online by any